Hello, welcome to another cozy knitting vlog. I am Jennifer and I am a knitter and a mum, and it is a very transitional period of life right now. Thank you for joining me. I am knitting on my Paloma sweater. You might have seen it before if you've watched any of my other videos. I am finished one sleeve, very long sleeve, no decreases on the sleeve. This is a free pattern from Espace Tricot, and I finished a ball on the body, so I stopped that and I'm just doing the second sleeve before I start knitting on the rest of the body and finishing that off. I thought I would do it this way because I use tiny circular needles for the sleeves, and it gets kind of heavy when you're sort of rotating the rest of the sweater around as you knit the sleeve around and round. And I guess it's the same for if you're using magic loop as well. So I decided that I would knit the sleeves first and then I can finish off the body as well. It's a very easy pattern. The sleeve does have like a twisted rib detail, but you sort of use stitch markers to remind you where that detail lies, and I got through most of it while watching, you know, other YouTube podcasts and Netflix shows, etc. I only made a couple of mistakes, which, you know, mistakes are all part of a handmade garment, so I didn't bother ripping back. They were too far back for me to drop down and fix anyway, and no one's going to see them, so I'm happy with that. I am so looking forward to having this as like a basic in my wardrobe to wear, because I don't really have that at the moment. So yeah, been knitting on that. So many transitions. It is really a time of change when you have little ones in your life. They're always changing and growing and going through different life stages. I started working part-time again, so I have a day off today, and you would have seen that we made some cookies or started making some cookies today. I did some housework. I'm just about to do some admin, and yeah, I'm finding the transition back to work pretty okay so far. I still have time to do knitting, of course, and I can knit on my commute to and from work. And you know, in all the little breaks in between, and of course on the weekends and my days off. So I'm finding it pretty good in that respect. And in terms of the projects I have on the needles, I set myself up so I have a lot of works in progress. Not too many. I feel like if I started another one, I might feel a little bit over my head. I've got a cabled shawl going, a pair of stockinette socks for a friend, a colourwork pair of socks that I need to finish off, this Paloma sweater, and another sweater which is up to just stockinette at the moment. So yeah, let's just remind myself to slow down and enjoy these projects that I have on the needles. And once I finish them, then I can start putting some more on. I am feeling inspired still. There's a pair of jelly roll socks that I really want to try to figure out how to do because the pattern is discontinued on Ravelry, but I promised myself that I would finish off a pair of socks before I start another one. So yeah, that's sort of what's going on at the moment. Like I said, I'm just going to do some admin now, and I went out last week for a girls' night. I can show you some of the footage of the food from that. We had Mexican, it was really good. And yeah, we're going to finish off the cookies later today, and I'm going to make some chicken rice for dinner. Some Hainanese chicken rice sounds really good. But yeah, I thought I would just check in. I feel like there's not enough knitting content out there, so here I am, spreading the good word. It's great for your mental health, great hobby, more people should do it. Thanks for being here with me, and I'll check in with you soon. Also, you might have noticed this slightly weird setup. As I said, transitions. We're moving bedrooms around, changing rooms, and this is what we got. Just me sitting awkwardly with this Italy jigsaw puzzle framed, sitting on a table. Yeah, that's just where we are right now. Let's just pretend this is normal. Sick kids and going back to work means that I'm mentally exhausted at the end of every day. All I want to do is doom scroll, not even knit and watch a knitting podcast, which is invariably my favourite thing to do whenever I have a free moment. Really, I just want to watch shorts or reels and scroll and scroll and scroll and stare at the screen. But then I look up and I see the cutest baby and toddler in the world. For a second, I smile, then I look back down and continue scrolling for an hour or so before the bedtime routine. Thankfully that breaks it up, and after I put the girls to bed, I can pick up my knitting and watch some relaxing YouTube. But I can feel it. I can feel the time slipping away, the days getting shorter as my babies grow into their own people. So I'm going to try my best, instead of forcing myself to do quality time, instead of pushing myself to do an exacting activity or even a game with them, I'm going to try and do nothing. Instead of mindless shorts, I want to try and just sit and watch them. When did it become, and why is it so hard to do nothing? Harder than the scrolling. To sit and be witness to these kids that I've missed all day. I know it will be a challenge, but it's worth pushing myself to do this small gesture, to be present, to be the mom I want to be. So yes, that is my new aim. Every night after dinner, if only for 10 minutes or so, just sit and be present. Let's see what will happen. If nothing, at least I tried. With a full workday to squeeze in, I'm learning to utilise the margins a little bit better. The small moments in between, where I can choose to do what I want. My new morning routine entails sitting down with a cup of tea and writing out lists, longhand and in fun colours. My 3 most important tasks, followed by events of the day, space for some notes, and of course, some knitting plans. A brain dump if the current state of mind calls for it. Throughout the day, when I'm at a loss of what to do, I can refer back to it and feel like I am back on track. I of course don't get everything on the list done, but it is always comforting to know that those tasks are there for me to remember when the time comes. Maybe not even in the next few years with little kids around, but someday, one can hope and dream, I guess. Right now, a nap would be nice. At the end of the week, I sit down and look at the lists that I wrote throughout the week. It's nice to know that there are always themes that jump out at me. Lots of bread was made, some exercise was done, some was planned and not done. Lots of food was cooked, lots of rooms were cleaned, but it's the things that aren't written down. The time spent together, the meals shared around the table, just generally being together, outside or inside, wherever. Those are the moments that count the most. I hope I will remember them in the years to come. Thanks so much for watching. As I said before, it is a transitional sort of time and phase of life we're in. So there has been a little bit less knitting, and I mean there still has been a lot of knitting. I just wasn't really great at recording myself doing it, but I will try my best to include more knitting and yarn related stuff in the next vlog. And you may have seen that I cast on a new sweater. This is going to be a sweater for a 3-year-old. I do have a deadline for his birthday. It's just a good old raglan, that's what the pattern's called too, with some yarn out of stash. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the vlog and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.